Today, I'm finally heading to Doi Inthanon, the highest mountain in Thailand. It's been at the top of my bucket list ever since I arrived here, and I've been counting down the days. Everyone who's been here has told me it's an absolute must visit, so my expectations were through the roof. Just hearing people talk about the stunning photos and the incredible vibe of the place made me want to go even more. We set off from downtown Chiang at 7:30 a.m. in a van with a group of 4 Koreans and 2 Taiwanese travelers. We made a quick stop at a rest area along the way to grab some snacks, which was a nice break. About an hour and a half later, we arrived at our first stop, the Wachirathan waterfall. As soon as we stepped out, the roar of the waterfall was incredible. The closer we got, the more intense the mist became. It honestly felt like walking into a steam sauna. While the photos are beautiful, they really don't do it justice. The sheer scale and the raw power of nature were unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. It's amazing to think this 80-meter waterfall flows non-stop all year round, and apparently, the water volume is even more intense right now in June, because it's the rainy season. I made sure to take my time, exploring every angle to really soak in the beauty of it all. After soaking in the waterfall, we took a quick break and headed to our second destination, Doi Inthanon National Park. This part of the trip involved a trekking course, with a mix of challenging uphill and downhill sections. I checked the forecast, and it said no rain, so I didn't bother bringing an umbrella or a raincoat. But, as I learned, the weather in the deep forest here is completely different from downtown Chiang Mai. It was perfectly clear when we started, but as soon as we arrived, the clouds rolled in. Along the trail, I noticed some trees wrapped in yellow fabric. This cloth is made from the same material as a monk's robes and symbolizes that the tree is sacred and protected. In this culture, these marked trees are never to be cut down or harmed. I was also told that white-handed gibbons live in this forest. They aren't always easy to spot, so you have to be pretty lucky to see one. As we continued our trek, we saw all sorts of things: local coffee plants, small waterfalls, and these stunning terraced rice fields. They're located at an elevation of about 1,000 to 1,200 meters. The local Karen people farm these fields mostly by hand without using heavy machinery, relying entirely on the natural water flowing down from the mountains. It's an incredible way of life that works in perfect harmony with nature. We kept on trekking, and there were several cafes along the way where we could grab a coffee. I noticed a sign for buffalo and asked if we might see any, but I was told they usually only come around in March or April. As we were starting to get a little tired, we came upon a rest area with a souvenir shop where we could buy scarves and small bags handmade by the local Karen people. The designs really captured their unique cultural identity, and the prices were actually quite reasonable for a tourist site, so a lot of people were picking up items. Nearby, there was another spot offering local Karen-style scented candles and free tastings of 5 different beverages: Arabica coffee, hibiscus tea, jasmine tea, butterfly pea tea, and oolong tea. Each one had such a distinct flavor and aroma, and I felt they tasted incredibly fresh, likely because we were tasting them right at the source without any middlemen. They also sold unique souvenirs that were perfect for anyone who loves cute artisanal items. Another pleasant surprise today was the lunch. Usually, tour meals are just there to fill you up, but this was honestly delicious and far exceeded my expectations. The side dishes were free to refill, and after the meal, there were even complimentary bananas available outside. It was truly the best meal after finishing the Doi Inthanon trek. After lunch, we headed to our next stop, but the rain suddenly started to pour. We were on our way to the summit of Doi Inthanon, which sits at an altitude of 2,565 meters. It got a bit cold due to the sudden rain, but I didn't mind the chill. It was actually quite refreshing, and the rain made the whole landscape feel even more atmospheric. During our short walk, we got to see the mossy forest, a small shrine, and the gift shop. Despite the cold and wet weather, everyone was smiling, taking photos and making memories. I was especially grateful to our guide, who happily took photos for us at every spot. No matter how great a place is, a bad guide can ruin the whole day, so I really appreciated their effort. Getting to experience both a sunny day and a rainy day in just a few hours felt like a stroke of luck for us. However, as the temperature dropped rapidly, we decided to wrap up our time at the summit early and move on to our next destination. We hopped on a truck and headed to our next destination, a site built to commemorate the 60th birthday of Queen Sirikit. Directly across from it stands a pagoda dedicated to King Rama IX. These two pagodas are perfectly symmetrical, with only slight differences in color, standing about 500 meters apart and connected by beautiful gardens and walking paths. What makes them truly special is the unique blend of traditional Thai Buddhist and Northern Lana architectural styles. Visiting this place really sparked a deeper interest in Thai culture for me. The site is famous for its year-round flower gardens, but unfortunately it was raining when I arrived, so I couldn't fully enjoy them. However, as I rested after the tour, the clouds cleared up and the sky turned bright blue. There was a small hot spring nearby, and it was fascinating to see the sharp contrast between the view of the pagodas under a cloudy, moody sky and the vibrant scenery once the sun came out. Finally, we headed to our last stop of the day, a local shopping center that sold a variety of dried fruits, vegetables, and wines. I ended up buying 2 bottles of wine and some dried plums. The most interesting part? They actually wrapped the wine bottles in Korean newspapers. Such a unique and unexpected touch. That brings our Doi Inthanon trip to an end for the day. To be honest, I was a bit hesitant at first because it wasn't exactly the cheapest tour, but the moment I arrived at that first waterfall, all my doubts just vanished. It was absolutely breathtaking and a memory I'll hold on to for a long time. If you have any friends who haven't been here yet, definitely tell them to go. And for those of you watching, you really need to visit this place yourself. It's incredibly beautiful, and since it's the highest mountain in Thailand, the facilities and infrastructure are top-notch. One quick piece of advice: if you're thinking about visiting on your own by motorbike or car instead of booking a tour, I really wouldn't recommend it. Since the starting and ending points of the trekking trail are different, you're gonna have a really hard time getting around. It's much better to just book a tour and enjoy the experience stress-free. If you're in Thailand, and especially if you're in Chiang Mai, you absolutely have to visit Doi Inthanon. See you later.